Okay, welcome to the section on graphing. To begin with, let's look what the originator Rene Descartes did with graphing. At one time, he was observing a spider going across the ceiling. And he saw this spider going across, and he wanted to try and figure out what the spider could represent. And because he was in the army, he thought it could represent an enemy battalion. And he wanted to be able to tell people where that enemy battalion was. Now, it didn't take a great deal of thinking to break up everything into some sort of grid, and he could represent that enemy battalion was at let's say 3-1. The next thing was just a stroke of genius, though. He was interested in, if this battalion was moving, how could he tell which direction it was moving? How could he send that information to people? Well, let's look at this this graph here, this little spider moving. Let's pretend he moves to there. Okay. And now he's at, say, 5 and 3. And then he's going to move to here. Okay, and now he's at, say, 8 and 6. So he's moving in this sort of a line. Now, what Descartes did next was the stroke of genius. He looked at those numbers and he saw a pattern. He saw that the first number was always 2 more than the second number. First number, 2 more than second. First number, 2 more than second. So, for a point on the line, if he called the first number x and the second number y, he could say x equaled 2 more than y. And he was able then to give an equation in the whole field of algebra that represented a line, which is in the field of geometry. And thus was born what we call analytical geometry, or the ability to represent any line as a series of equations, and any equations as a shape. And that shape could be a line, it could be a circle, or anything of that size. So the person who we thanked for most of this work was Rene Descartes. And in fact, we now have a name for this. We call this the Cartesian plane. Okay, and you can see it has the word cart in it for Descartes.